Welcome back to What Arty Noobs with General Disturbance. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG based on the Panzer IV. It's located on the south spawn of Serene Coast and it's under the command of Drittkammeraten, which, as you may know, in English means, yes, something I can't actually say without getting this video demonetized by YouTube. So I think I'll just let it go unsaid. You can probably work out for yourselves what it actually means, but it means something about their buddy. Okay, well, it's got a 15cm howitzer, and this one's got the top gun because it's extra long. Yes, the short one is the stock gun. This one is capable of 600 alpha, 39mm of pin, and a damage radius of 6.7 meters. So it can do a lot of damage, but you've only got a limited amount of ammunition, only 18 rounds in total. And you can see that Drittkammeraten has actually elected to use 15 rounds of stun, 2 rounds of extra HE, and 1 armor piercing round, which is actually a heat round. Now, the thing about this Arty is it can fire over the entire range of the map. The only problem with that, of course, is that the trajectory is fairly low, and it also means that you might not be able to get over some objects which the enemy might be hiding behind. He's also elected not to cover the northeast corner of the map, northwest corner, I should say. But his first shot lands near the 53 TP and he's picking up some stun assist. Yes, so although it actually can do a lot of damage in theory, it has also got a slightly longer reload time. Standard reload is 29.82. You can see Drit has got 25.51 with the standard howitzer. The stock howitzer, as you might say, would be a 25.31 seconds, but that would go down to about 20 overall. Okay, so he misses on any damage on the T150. So it's really a case of take your choice. Most Arty experts would recommend actually using the stock gun rather than the top gun, because of course it gives you more rounds, which means you can fire for the entire battle. You won't run out of ammunition, whereas you could run out of ammunition with the top gun. Narrowly missed the 53 TP again, but he got some stun. Now he might get some stun assist if that guy gets hit, but the stun doesn't last very long at this tier. Okay, well, one of our teammates has actually turned blue, which obviously means that he's done some team damage, and you can see he's actually pushing out one of our teammates out into the front of the enemy. But we do get a direct hit on the T150, so that easy 8 is being a thorough nuisance. And I don't think the rest of the team like him, because he's actually pushing teammates out. And in fact, one of our teammates just died. I think that may have been down to that easy 8. And in fact, now looks like he's gone into the water. In fact, actually, he has been taken out by a T-3485. So he managed to stun another shot of that T-53 TP. It's a tier 8 game with tier 6 tanks in it. And with 4 tanks down on the enemy at the moment, so it's not a good game so far. And we can see where the enemy Arty is actually focusing. They're focusing on both sides of the battlefield. There's 2 Arty on the enemy team, an M12 and an FB304. And they are focusing on our tanks. They're not trying for counter battery at all. Okay, lost sight of the 53 TP. That's mainly down to the fact we don't have anyone spotting in that particular direction. Now, looking at the distribution of tanks on the map, it does appear that most of the enemy forces haven't bothered to actually come in our direction as yet. Only some that went down the west side of the map. We've now got a Rebel Arise in sight briefly. And that 53 TP's decided that, yes, he's actually okay for him now to proceed. And he's trying to shoot it out with the Achilles. But we definitely can fire at him and gets a direct hit right on the money. So he's lost hit points from that one for sure. But it now might be time for him to pull back from this position, because if he stays here any longer, he's likely to be meeting that 53 TP face to face. And now the enemy is actually focusing on him. The enemy Arty suddenly fired a round in, didn't land close enough to actually do any damage, but he now knows he's under fire, so he probably needs to pull back and quick. And with that black trajectory, he can't get the shots over the ground depression, but he doesn't need to now because the T-44 just got wiped out. Now this thing doesn't traverse very well, and that was another shot at him by the enemy Arty. I think that may have been the enemy M12. He's decided to go this side of the map because he can actually hit the enemy who are coming down from the north. Now that the 53 TP's been wiped out, there's nothing really for him to shoot at on the other side. And there's not much that he can shoot at from this current situation. He's a bit too close to the rock in front of him, which means it gives him a bit of a narrow arc of fire. I think he was trying to get under cover. If you go around the corner here, there's a ground depression, and you can fire over much further of the map without being spotted. Of course, it does get very obvious eventually where you are. Okay, we've got a Rebel Resay coming in. Try and get a shot on him. Oh, he left it too late. The guy's really close now. He's trying to get a solution, but it's very, very difficult because he gets a red line. He's trying to shoot up out of that dip, but he can hit the E25. Goes to Battle Assistant, lines up the shot. Should have fired there. Fires there. Just splashes him. 71. And now the enemy's coming from his right. Yep, got a setter and a challenger coming in. So he needs to reload as quickly as he can because he might be facing the enemy. We're only 3 tanks down, but it means the enemy are dominating this game because they're pushing us into a small corner. Okay, there's the enemy FP304. He dies to our Chi-2. I think the Chi-2 is probably going to take some damage from that E25 unless Drittkammeraten can get a hit. No, he doesn't fire. In fact, now he's more worried about these guys coming in from a different direction. Again, he's got no shot, but he's backing up. And the setter does go down to the ISU-152K, the premium Soviet tank destroyer with a very big gun, the 152mm, the BL-10 gun. Oh, and the enemy Borsig just wiped out our Chi-2 SP. Now, can he get a direct hit? This guy would really yield some hit points. Fires blind. Goes long. He's going back into the dip again. That challenger could still be around. Yes, this is the problem with the Top Gun, you see. Although it has big damage, it does have quite a long reload, which means the enemy can sneak up on you and you're not likely to be loaded the moment it does. Further, he actually did have trouble trying to shoot out of that dip because of the low trajectory of the howitzer. If he'd actually had the stock gun, I think he would have had much easier to shoot up out of the dip. Okay, there's the target. Fires in. Oh, he didn't get a hit there, and that one hit the ridge line. Oh, he did get some stun assist, though, because he stunned the Borsig. What he ideally needs to get is a direct hit, because it'll go straight through that target. Okay, he's reloading. Can't see the target, but I think that's because he's just the other side of the railway line. Our Chi-2's not spotting. We're only 1 down on the enemy now. They've lost a lot of tanks. And there's the Borsig. Fire! Yes! Kill shot! He got it right on target and wiped out the Borsig. And there's another kill there. The T-34-85 on the enemy team went down to the Chi-2 SP. And this is good news because now it means that they are in the lead. They're 1 tank up on the enemy. The enemy's only got 2 tank destroyers, an SU-100 and a Challenger, and of course their M12. But the SU-100's good, the Challenger's good, but they're facing some pretty heavy-duty tank destroyers plus a medium. Yes, the ISU-152K is a Tier 8 premium, And in fact, the SU-100 suddenly appeared in our cap area. He's not in the cap yet, but he will be momentarily. He is in now. Can we get a shot? He had a red line there for a moment. He was trying to line up a shot. Unfortunately, that rock there got in the way. He's now trying to find a position. He could one-shot that SU-100. Just needs a shell near him. And he expires to a shot from our T-44. And that just leaves the Challenger and the M12. Well, as far as we can make out, the Challenger is trying to come around the back. But of course, he's got the T-44 in the way. And if that ISU-152K gets in a position, he might be able to take on that Challenger from the other side of the rock. If he goes through the passage around about K5, then he should be able to catch the Challenger caught between the T-44 and the ISU, and that would be the end of him. But you can see Drittkammeraten's lined up a shot so he can help the T-44 if the Challenger suddenly appears around that corner. I think his angle might be a bit too acute though. The ISU is moving to that intercept, so he's going to try and get in behind the Challenger. And in the meantime, Drittkammeraten is moving further north. And the T-44's decided to abandon the position he's in. And I think he's going Arty hunting, or is he? No, he's sticking around. He's just staying a little further back. The ISU's gone into the gap. The T-44's the other side of it. Now, is that Challenger still there? No, he's not. He's not there. So he has abandoned that position. And that might mean he's actually gone back to his own cap area. And I suspect if he's done that, he's gone back via the peninsula rather than going back this way. Because obviously then Drittkammeraten would have seen him. And he didn't go back the usual route. In fact, the ISU-152K would have seen him as well if he'd gone back the other route. And I think the ISU realizes that now. And he's also headed towards the peninsula. Drittkammeraten, on the meanwhile, is actually headed back by the more direct route, just avoiding the dip. If anything, he's more likely to be spotted by the enemy Arty first. Although the enemy Arty view range isn't that long. Enemy Arty's likely to be in cover with camo, and he'll see the Hummel moving. And then obviously the T-44 coming up behind us will take advantage of that when he fires. There's the... oh, it's the Challenger. The Challenger came all the way back. We're lining up a shot. Okay, Challenger exposed. Fire. Yes! Perfect shot. Right on the money. Wipes out the Challenger. And the M12 fires almost a snapshot in anger, but fails, which means the M12's in reload. And, well, I think we can get a reload done just before he does. Because I think they've got about the same reload time. And he's been spotted. There's the M12. Go for it. Just drive straight in and shoot him in the face. He's coming towards you. Yeah! Shotgun! Wins the game. Drittkammeraten. Well done. Wasn't that a great end to the game for Drittkammeraten in the Hummel? He managed to get a first-class tanker out of that game, as well as a bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits in that game he managed to get. Well, it shows 4, but he must have got 5 in order to get the bruiser. He didn't get any medals because, of course, he actually got kills in this game. But, yes, he did very well indeed. And, yes, his approach at the end was perfectly right. Just go in there, find the enemy. Your teammates will be able to support your back, and they would have if it weren't for the fact that obviously he was so good. At the end, he took out the Challenger and then shotgunned the M12 at close range. Very well done indeed. Let's have a look at team score. Well, he didn't get the highest damage in the game. That actually went to the ISU-152K. He got 3,152 hit points. Second highest damage went to the Challenger that Drittkammeraten took out. He got 2,403. And the third highest damage in the game turned out to be that 53 TP Markovsky girl, who got 2,347 hit points of damage. Drittkammeraten picked up 1,308. Now, he was beaten by only 3 members of the enemy team and 4 on his own team, which means he was 8th on damage. When it came to kills, the top scorer was actually Drittkammeraten, alongside the GW Panther on his team. Both managed to get 3 kills, so both Arty did exceptionally well. The second highest scorers in this game were the ISU 152K, the T44, and the G2 SP, both of them. And on the enemy team, their Borsig, their Challenger, and their T3485. When it came to base XP, it was the ISU 152K that did the best with 996. 904 went to Drittkammeraten in second place. 848 went to the T44 and his team, so in third place. 12 shots fired, so he used his ammunition carefully. 5 direct hits on the enemy, 1 penetrating shot, and 11 splash. Now, I suspect that it might have been the Challenger that got the penetrating shot, but it does actually mark it here. No, it was the Borsig. Funnily enough, the Borsig, which does have thinner armor, but they both have thin armor actually, because the Challenger basically is a Cromwell, which has been upgraded. But the Borsig had less armor, so he actually went in and killed that one directly. And he also got 11 splash in the game. 1,308 hit points of damage, of which 192 were at more than 300 meters. 1 enemy vehicle was spotted. That was the M12. 6 enemy vehicles were damaged. 3 killed. 721 hit points of stun assist off 9 stuns. On a premium count, he actually earned 80,531 credits from that game. Didn't have to use consumables or pay for repairs. And he took away 2,712 experience points altogether. He says sour apple, but sweet victory. Yes. Some of the positions he was actually in during the game weren't exactly helpful to him, but they did keep him alive long enough. And he got that very good victory at the end, where he took out very calmly that Challenger, got a direct hit right on the money to kill that guy. And then he calmly dealt with the M12 as the M12 tried to rush him, which of course was the correct thing for the M12 to do. He'd been detected. He'd already fired. He'd missed. And so he had to try and reload and try and get some ram damage. That's all he could do. And of course, Drittkammeraten got the first shot in because he was the first one to fire out of the 2. And that was the end of the game. So well done to Drittkammeraten. I suppose you really know it's S-H-I-T, buddy. That's what it actually means. Yes, I spelled the first word because that way YouTube won't ban me. But yes, that's what it means in English. But I'm sure you knew that already. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like. Do subscribe to our channel. Leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.